One ring to rule them all. One ring to find them. One ring to bring them all. And in the darkness, find them.
Welcome Middle-earth fans to my third video. My name is Anders and I'm the host of Lord of the Rings. And Lord of the Rings is a YouTube channel that discusses and analyzes different Lord of the Rings topics each and every week. These are my social media channels where you can follow me on updates on my videos and other Lord of the Rings news. This week's video is going to be about the different types of people and culture in the Lord of the Rings universe. There are a lot of different creatures and beings in Lord of the Rings, but I'm just going to talk about men, elves, dwarves, hobbits in this video. So let's start with the elves. The elves were immortal beings that were the first people to inhabit Middle-earth. Elves do not age once they reach maturity, and they do not become elderly. They reach maturity at around 50 years old. Elves have advanced hearing and vision compared to dwarves and men. They also have superior skills such as crafting magical objects. Elves are very light-footed, and they can travel for long distances without leaving tracks. And they also do not need sleep. They just go into a meditative state to regain their strength. Elves are seen as wise, fair, and graceful. Other beings in Middle-earth come to the elves for advice. Next, we have men.
It is in men that we must place our hope.
Men were mortal beings that inhabited Middle-earth. There are many different types of men, such as Númenóreans, Easterlings, Rohirrim. Men were physically strong, able to adapt to new environments, be able to create their own destiny, and be able to die as they were mortal. Númenóreans were a subset of men that actually were able to live longer and were able to learn the crafting abilities of elves so that they could also craft magical objects. Easterlings were evil men that were corrupted by Sauron and Morgoth and worshipped them like gods. Easterlings lived in the east near the Sea of Rune. They were mortal enemies of Gondor and Rohan during the ages. Rohirrim were men that lived in the north that came to Gondor's aid through many battles, and Gondor gifted them with land just north of Minas Tirith. They became great allies of Gondor, as seen in The Lord of the Rings.
Hobbits have been living and farming in the four farthings of the Shire for many hundreds of years.
Hobbits were short beings that were around 3 feet tall. They didn't wear shoes, and they had hairy feet. Most hobbits lived longer than men and had an average lifespan around close to 100 years. Hobbits didn't reach adulthood till they were about 33 years old. Hobbits preferred normal, quiet lives, and that's why Gandalf was so frowned upon when he brought Bilbo on his adventures during The Hobbit.
Before you came along, we Bagginses were very well thought of.
Indeed.
Never had any adventures or did anything unexpected.
If you're referring to the incident with the dragon, I was barely involved. All I did was give your uncle a little nudge out of the door.
Whatever you did, you've been officially labeled a disturber of the peace.
It's true you don't see many dwarf women. And in fact, they are so alike in voice and appearance that they're often mistaken for dwarf men.
It's the beards.
Dwarves were strong, enduring, proud, and secretive. Dwarves liked to work with stone, iron, gold, and especially mithril. Dwarves were good friends, but also terrible enemies. They were short and sturdy, including the women who also had beards. Dwarves didn't marry, which led to low birth rates. They preferred to make things. They mined for their gold and wealth in mountains such as the Blue Mountains, or the Lonely Mountains, or the Iron Hills, were their main places of where they were able to create their homes and live and mine. Finally, they were great armor makers and even better loyal friends. Well, there's a very short and brief analysis of Lord of the Rings culture and beings. If you haven't already, give my video a like. You can also press the subscribe button down below. You can also give me a comment. Tell me which race you'd like to be and why. You can also follow me at my Facebook page at Lore of the Rings. You can also follow me on Twitter at RingsLore. And you can also follow me on my Instagram page at loreofthe.rings. Repeat, at loreofthe.rings. Stay tuned, Middle-earth fans, as next week's video is going to be about the different wizards in Middle-earth. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time on Lore of the Rings.